Hi everyone, this is Ama Lightworker coming to you with the mid-month March 2018 Akashic reading for all of the signs of the Zodiac. I am now going to start right away. We're going to have a little talk, a little chat, so I'll give time to everybody to log in. I'm going to check, what's going on, make sure that everything is working, and then I'm going to start with your mid-month Akashic reading. And from time to time, there's like different things that the computer lets me know. Like, for example, right now there's some sort of an error. However, usually people tell me that they are able to hear me and to see me very clearly. So if you are online right now, please let me know if you are indeed able to hear me and see me well. And let me see what's going on. Okay. Okay, perfect. Hi, Noemi, England. All right, let's see what do we have here. Hello, Carol. Okay. So, okay, so people are logging in right now. Okay. So, again, I'm just going to remind you a little bit how an Akashic reading works. Hello, Ikra. Hi, Lydia from Latvia. Hi, Lulu. Carol from Maine. Hello to everybody. And for those of you who don't know, I am located in Boston, Massachusetts area. What is an Akashic reading? We believe that every soul, hi Samina, every soul gets reincarnated. You had many different lifetimes before this lifetime that you are living right now. Hello, Gigi, Monica. And you also have other lifetimes that you are going to be reincarnated in the future. All of this information about who you used to be in a past lifetime, or what's going on with you right now, and even the information about your future lifetime, it is stored in what we call the Akasha. The Akasha is actually belongs to a much higher dimension, and it's the dimension that is closest to the source. Some people refer to the source as God, or the divine. So there's different categories and different dimensions and different realms. Therefore, to do an Akashic reading, you are not actually using your psychic ability. So what is the difference? When you use your psychic ability, meaning that you are using your intuition, multiply that by 10 times. And you are trying to make sense of the information, therefore, you do put your own input, you do put your own explanation. And you are using your psychic ability, which that means you're using your third eye located between the eyebrow, a little bit above behind the eyebrows right here. And also you are using another chakra, which is pretty much located very close to the belly button, about like 2 fingers below the belly button. So when you're doing psychic reading, you can feel that vibration if you actually place your hand here or in your tummy, very close to the belly button. And sometimes that can also be draining and exhausting if you have so many clients in a day, or if you are not well yourself and then you have a little bit of difficulty understanding the information. And yes, some people do have a very developed psychic ability. They do communicate with angels, they do communicate with spirit guides, with the spirit. Some people use their psychic ability to communicate with their loved ones who have crossed over, like to do mediumship. Versus with an Akashic reading, the information that comes is very light. I don't actually have to look to see, to connect these two images together and what does it mean. The information comes so light, so it's like a downloading in my brain, okay? And it feels so light that you always ask, is this really, I'm getting a mental picture or I'm getting a feeling, is this for real? Because it feels like so light and natural. With an Akashic reading, I don't actually have to interpret any images or anything else that the Akashic records are revealing to me. I have to say exactly what I see. I have to say, or I have to describe exactly any feeling that they are sending me, or I have to say exactly anything that they are telling me. Understand that this is like a communication in your brain. You know, when you space out sometimes and you are taken in this fantastical world and you start dreaming, that's how it feels. So it's very light. It's very light. So in other words, every information that will come through, it's not actually intended for me. It's not designed to make any sense to me. It is only designed to make sense to you. Now, this is a live streaming, and I have to do a lot of work because there are a lot of zodiac signs. If you actually schedule a private consultation with me, I need to prepare you for this Akashic reading. If you have a private consultation, a private Akashic reading, that means that I'm going to open your records with a special prayer, and then I'm going to close them with another special prayer. So understand that this may sound ridiculous to some people if you are not familiar with, and I do understand that because I thought that that is not possible until, I trained and I tried a few times until I got this thing rolling. So it is that simple with the power of a prayer. In this special prayer, I need to incorporate your full legal name that you currently have, exactly as it appears on your driver's license or in your passport. So that is important because people change their last names, after a divorce or when they get married. So it's very, and if you don't legally change your last name, I have to go by your legal last name. So the legal name, the current legal name is very important. And also, some people do have a nickname that they prefer to be called by their nickname, or that very, very strongly associate with their nickname. You may have different nicknames. If you don't strongly associate with them, they won't carry any information about you. So I'm only going to use a nickname that you, as a person, very strongly associate yourself with. Part of this prayer is going to be silence. So I'm going to say out loud the loud part of the prayer. Then I'm going to take a moment because there's a different part of the prayer that needs to be silent. After the silent part, I'm going to say, the records are now open. So then it means that we are actually opening the book of your life, your Akashic book, so to speak, as a figure of speech, because, it's not an actual book. And in this book, we have all the information about you. What gender you used to be in a past lifetime, where you were a woman, where you are a man, what is your soul's highest purpose, what can you do step by step so you can start to achieve the highest purpose of your soul. Do you have to focus on any immediate goals right now? Is there a baby step that you can do? So you can achieve, for example, your short-term goals or the highest purpose of your soul. Or if you have money worries, you can ask, for example, like, is there a baby step that you can take so you can start to attract better money or a relationship? Understand that there's no limit to the questions that you can ask, and you don't have to worry about how to ask a question. You can just say, for example, I only have questions about my health or about my finances. My job is to take your question and break it down in our questions in a way that we can get most answers for you, because sometimes you don't know what to ask, and that's why the ability of the Akashic practitioner comes in. So then I have to redirect your question in a way that you are allowed to get most answers. And because when you do a private Akashic reading, they are only opening the book on your life, it may be difficult sometimes to ask questions about other people. And that is my job. My job as an Akashic practitioner is to take that question that you may have for other people and redirect it with the Akashic record in a way that we are allowed to get answers for you. So we're going to put it from your perspective. Also, you are very protected because they are never going to reveal to you anything that could be harmful to you, any information that could be harmful to you. This way, they are protecting me from telling you anything that could be very upsetting to you, but they are also protecting you. Understand that the Akashic reading are here to provide guidance, to guide you. They can never order you to do anything because they do respect your free will. You have free will. The Akashic records can give you an insight, can give you a spiritual perspective. They're going to guide you so you can make a decision. They're going to look at that decision. If you decide yes, for example, what is going to happen? How is this going to affect your life? If you decide no, for example, on something, how is that going to affect your life? And now that you get to know both pictures, if you decide yes on something, if you decide no on something, then you, using your free will, are able to make a decision of your own. They may very, very strongly advise you that you do something, or they may very, very strongly advise you against something, but they cannot order you to do anything. Everything that comes in this space from the Akashic records, the sole purpose is to honor and to dignify the person being read. When I make that connection, because the spirit brings me clients, the spirit makes it possible for these clients to pay for my services and to connect with me. And the purpose again is to honor that person being read. And when somebody is in that space so vulnerable, when all this information comes in about your past lifetimes, your current lifetime, your future possibilities, predictions, or even future lifetimes, that is a great honor. And there's something that happens in that moment. You actually feel the love. You actually have to have an Akashic reading to feel that vibration. And of course, with the Akashic reading, you can also choose to either do an Akashic healing, or you may choose to do an Akashic reading. And these two things are very different. With an Akashic healing, this is a process that is very long. It lasts an hour and a half, and it's a totally different protocol that I have to follow. And you may ask to heal a particular situation, circumstance, or an issue in your life. Or you may allow the records. You may say, like, I don't know what to heal, and I'm going to allow the records so they can heal whatever I need to heal right now. And the records, for example, are going to tell you, like, this situation that you are going through is circumstantial, and they're going to guide you through that. Or if it is karmic, something that happened in a past lifetime, and your situation right now is connected to karma, to something that happened in a past lifetime, and they're going to go into that and heal that. Or they may tell you that the source of this problem, the root source of this problem, maybe originated in something going on with your astrological charts. It could be something physical, for example, that has nothing to do with anything else, and they're going to guide you through that. Understand that having an Akashic reading or an Akashic healing is in no way supposed to substitute advice coming from your doctor, advice coming from your lawyer, or any other professionals. Rather, this is to give you a spiritual perspective. Maybe if you have a health question, give you a spiritual perspective of that. They're not meant to substitute, the advice that comes to you from a doctor, and the same thing with a lawyer or an accountant. So again, it's meant to help you and to give you another perspective. It's not intended to substitute any of these services. Okay, I hope that that was clear for everybody. And I see that people are chatting. Anna, Zilante, Madeleine. Let me see if I can see anybody else. Okay, and last time, some of you did send me a super chat, and initially I did not know what a super chat is. Apparently, a super chat is something where my viewers can send me like a donation, money, if they feel it in their heart. And I wasn't aware of that until after the live broadcast, when I saw messages and indications on my account that people had donated money. Thank you so much for doing that. If I didn't recognize that during the last live streaming, it's because I didn't know what that was. So thank you so very much to those of you who donated money last time. So now let's prepare for an Akashic reading. Remember, I'm going to open with a special prayer, and at some point that prayer will be silent. Yeah, some of you are asking very deeply personal questions in the chat. So Lydia or Gigi, I cannot answer to that because this is going to be like a group reading for each sign of the zodiac, and the questions that you are asking are a little bit more of a private nature, and sometimes you don't want any private messages that may come through, being told in the public, just like that. So you may want to choose a private reading to answer to those questions. Even about a business, somebody had a question about hair oil business. So let's see what messages will show up for you guys. Okay. Nadia, Riri is your nickname. I like them both. Sarah. Yeah, I'm an Aquarius myself, so I'm going to go to Aquarius too. I'm an Aquarius Sun, Scorpio rising, and Gemini moon. Okay, allow me to start. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth, as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, help me to know the 12 signs of the zodiac in the light of the Akashic records, to see the 12 signs of the zodiac through the eyes of the Lord of the records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of the 12 signs of the zodiac have for them. The records are now open. So allow me here to take a deep breath. I'm going to have my pen and paper in case I need to keep any notes. Okay. And I'm going to begin with Aries. For mid-March 2018, Aries Sun, Aries Rising, and Aries Moon. You shouldn't worry as much as you do. For some of you, you have created this habit where it's like you cannot allow yourself to be happy even when things are going like they're supposed to go. So for some of you, you really need to learn how to let go of excessive worries, fears. And for some of you, they're saying that the financial situation is good. You don't need to worry so much. For those of you who are struggling in some way financially, they're saying that better times are coming along. In the next 30 to 45 days, you are going to witness some prosperity that has to deal with your finances and your wealth in general. So not only just finances. For some of you, it would be just finances. For some of you, they're talking about your overall prosperity. And I also keep getting that some of you need to prepare either to open a business. So maybe you need to take care of documentation, paperwork, a business plan, any meetings, any negotiations that need to happen. For some of you, you may be preparing for some sort of a contract, to renew a contract. For some of you, this may also have to deal with a new rent contract. So rather take this time, the next 14 days, to kind of prepare for something to come in, because they're saying, even though this is a reading for mid-March, they're saying something will be made possible by the end of April if you actually do prepare properly right now. And I also keep getting images of some of you areas talking or consulting with a lawyer, an attorney, and or an accountant. For other ones, you may be also consulting with an accountant. And I also keep getting that part of whatever is going on with your body, part of that could be affecting your body and your physical health, has to deal with your emotional condition, how you feel. So that is something that you can control, and you need to get in charge, in better control of your emotions. Again, you don't need to worry so much. For some of you, recently, you have been quite depressed. Other areas had to deal with some sort of a death in the family, even if it was about a pet, not necessarily a person. But you have experienced a loss in different ways. For some of you, you really took a major blow in your finances, big loss. Other ones, it was about a family issue, disputes, disagreements. So in some ways, you have been emotionally taken some loss. So in order for your health to get better, and even if you don't have anything that bothers you in your body or your health is fine, your health could be more optimal. You could be having more energy. Therefore, they are suggesting you very strongly that you do some research, your inner world, like think, meditate, reflect, and try to see the positive things in everything. Try to notice and to see the beauty all around you. So focus on finding something beautiful everywhere or daily. Notice something beautiful daily. For some of you, I keep getting your son for some of you. Either a son will be born, a grandchild will be born, or you need to take this time to kind of heal anything anything between you and your son. Could be the relationship, could be simply spending time together, could be maybe you worried about them, but take this time to heal. For many of you, you're going to receive some news that, when you are worried about something, and then finally you receive some information or some news, and then you are relieved, and you feel like, oh, now I can breathe, I'm so relieved. You're going to be receiving some sort of a news like that in the next 2 weeks up to the next 4 weeks, and it could be about a child or from a child as well for some of you. I hope that made sense to you, Aries. Now I will be focusing on Taurus, Taurus Sun, Taurus Rising, and Taurus Moon. They're talking about your finances, and they're talking about how many of you have ideas in your mind, that ideas about generating more money. Some of you have ideas about something new that you are inventing or creating, and You could be doing things that could be completely innovative. You could be going a little bit out of your routine or what you are comfortable with. You're going to take a chance of some sort. So if you are not usually the type to take an initiative or a type to organize get-togethers and have fun and have parties or going to travel and visit places, you may find that now you could be doing these things. These are all positive things, and maybe normally you didn't think that this was part of your normal character. So you are trying to expand a little bit, explore a little bit. They are talking about a situation in one of your relationships, and for many of you, they are talking about your relationship or your marriage, because some of you are not quite married. Maybe you live together or you have been together for a long time. I keep getting that many of you will reflect on your marriage, will reflect on the status of your relationship, because you may feel that something needs to change. Maybe you have been a little, maybe you just need some change. In other words, not necessarily breaking off the relationship is nothing that deep or that difficult. It is simply about doing things in a new way. And for some of you, there's going to be a discussion about the possibility of moving. And therefore, this could be affecting the relationship or the marriage, because the whole family or the couple has to move as a result of you or Taurus having some possibility and opportunity to move. I keep getting many of you will work out something around a debt. Either you own debt or your family owns debt, or anything money that needs to be paid to you. So maybe other people own money to you. So there's going to be discussion, talks, negotiations around that, and some of you may arrive in some sort of an agreement. I also keep getting some of you preparing for some sort of illegal proceedings. This could be some sort of illegal proceedings in a company that you work or in a company that you represent. It could be like inside the company, like filing something in a company that you work that requires somebody in the company to investigate the situation. Please be careful to all of you Taurians with anything that screams fraud. Please be very careful of those fake emails that you get or any situation. So examine the situation carefully. If it requires of you immediate action, or if it requires a lot of money of you, you need to stop, you need to think and see maybe this is a scam, or see maybe this is not something that you want to get involved with. So think before you act with anything that requires a lot of money or that requires a lot of effort on your side. And I also keep getting you are going to end up catching someone on a lie. You are either going to catch them in the act, or you're going to catch them in a lie. So you could be thinking about confronting them in some ways. And I keep getting some of you Taurians are taking care of your eyes. For some of you, you're putting lenses or you're changing the lenses if you use contact lenses. For other ones, I keep getting it's about your lashes and some sort of a treatment involving your lashes. Other people could be taking other forms of treatment about the health of your eyes, eye examinations, surgeries for some of you. So I keep getting doing something to improve your eyes, the appearance of your eyes, or to improve the health and the condition of your eyes and eyesight. So that was for some of you Taurians. And I'm also told to tell you this message. Some of you shouldn't give up. You shouldn't give up so easily. It is okay for you to maybe take some rest or to pause a little bit and take the time to enjoy the roses or to have some time off. But that doesn't mean that you have to let everything that's going on around you to distract you from your main goal. Okay, so you are in the right path. Sometimes you may feel as you are doing the wrong things, and sometimes you may feel that you are driven farther apart from your goal, from your dream. But again, do not let everything that's happening around you distract you. And it's okay for you to take a break from time to time. For some of you, they're saying you're going to have a new sister-in-law or a situation with a sister-in-law, and they're sending me some good vibrations around a sister-in-law. And again, some of you could have maybe somebody getting engaged or married, and then you're going to end up with a new sister-in-law. But again, whatever this situation is around a sister-in-law, either the situation will turn around for the better, but because again, they're smiling and they are sending me some positive vibration around that situation. Next sign, Gemini. Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon. They're talking about your creative skills. For some of you, I keep getting that if you're working on anything creative, like writing, painting, I keep getting that now these ideas or your words are going to start pouring in because they were showing me empty pages, and now you are working and you are filling these pages with words. So words are, pouring in. They're also telling me that you are going to find yourself getting busier and busier, but you love being busy and you love, having a variety. You are on the verge of giving up something, or you are preparing to kind of officially give up something. For some of you, you could be giving something that has to deal with a food or around a diet. For some of you, you could be getting ready to give up a relationship that you have with someone, not necessarily a long relationship, could be a friendship, could be a partnership that maybe wasn't really, it was affecting you in a negative way, and you are getting ready, so to speak, to cut off these negative people or people that you are not comfortable with, especially people that to you they feel fake, or they didn't fulfill their promises to you, or their engagements, whatever engagements they promised that they would do, or something they didn't fulfill their obligation or their promise. So many of you are getting ready to cut off this type of people, friends, or relationships. And I also keep getting changes around your work, doing things in a new way. And for some of you, there's also going to be changes in the workplace. You need to prepare because major success in relation to your job and to your career is coming in, but you need to be prepared. And many of you are encouraged to kind of write down your ideas, formulate something. If you are inventing anything, develop further that idea. And I also keep getting that you may need to present something to somebody of importance. You may need to present something to a family member. This could be a news, communication, information. Other ones, you may need to present some important documents, maybe to an office, to a lawyer, or an accountant. You may need to present your ideas to your boss or the manager. And for some of you, they're talking about you performing or doing something on a screen. Okay, and you have some sort of an audience. It could also be live performances, but the point is that some of you are preparing to do something that involves an audience. You may have to cancel some contracts, or you're going to find a way around a contract. Okay, especially if it is a situation that no longer works for you. It was fine at the beginning, but maybe no longer works for you. You are going to find a way to navigate or negotiate through this contract. You're going to find some sort of a gap to use to your advantage. For some of you, you are either going to hear of surprise pregnancies, or if you are not necessarily looking to get pregnant, then watch out for that, because for especially guys of the sign of Gemini, something around a fear of a pregnancy, or something around a possible surprise pregnancy. And I keep getting that you are going to meet your soulmate, and you need to rest assured you don't have to stress so much, because the timing is going to be different for everybody. And I keep getting that you have already met a few of your soulmates in a love relationship sense, like love partners. And I keep getting a major relationship will show up. And for some of you, it will be very, very soon. And I also keep getting many of you preparing to kind of change residence. You could be preparing like maybe 6 months ahead or a year ahead, but there's going to be talks about relocating, there's going to be talks about a new residence, and even about traveling abroad, or even about moving abroad at some point. So there's going to be a lot of talks about your future plans, about the future, things that you want to do in the future. I hope that that made sense to you, Geminis. Please leave me a comment below. Cancer Sun, Cancer rising, and Cancer moon. They're showing me an image of somebody being sick in a bed and kind of ailing in some ways. This person is surrounded by other people that are emotionally trying to be there for him and also help him, because maybe he's not able to do the normal things because this person is sick. I hope this message made sense to some of you. Please write to me, otherwise I won't know. And I keep getting that some of you need to prepare for what is coming next. For some of you, I keep getting buying new stuff for your home, like buying new sheets, buying a bed. Some of you are changing the window treatments. Some of you are dealing with home repairs or having to fix some stuff that maybe gets broken, that needs fixing and repairing. Or simply you feel that you need to reorganize and you need to make some sort of a new placement of maybe the furniture and the layout of the home. And I also keep getting that if you do have a business, or if you do run a business for somebody else, or if you do run a department or a project, I keep getting that last moment you could be changing your perspective. And because last moment or toward the end of you completing this task, you may get some sort of new ideas, you may get a whole new perspective, and then you're going to make some changes that initially you didn't plan to. They are talking about your family of origin, and they are talking about many of you reflecting on the previous years. How did you grow up in your family, your siblings, and your siblings are coming in very strongly. And they are telling me that you need to work a little bit deeper with a sense of fear that maybe originated from either childhood or maybe originated and is associated with your family of origin. Because for some of you, they are telling me that I need to reassure you that something very, very bad, the worst situation that has so far happened to you won't be repeating itself again. So you shouldn't fear. You left most of, the difficulties, you left them behind. So you shouldn't worry so much about a difficult situation or something bad repeating itself. But at the same time, you need to know that life needs to take a natural course. Okay? So life needs to take a natural course. Everything has a course. a natural rhythm, like the sun is rising during the day, and then at night, the sun goes down. People are born, people are dying, people are growing up. So you have to understand that life has a natural course, and for many of you, you have to understand that and also recognize that something bad or something terrible that has already happened doesn't mean that it will happen to you again, and you shouldn't live your life in fear. I keep hearing that during some sort of a holiday, some of you will remember your loved ones that have crossed over. You may visit their grave, or you could be doing something to honor their memory. And I keep getting some sort of a blessing. You are going to feel blessed by some sort of an energetic presence around you. And I also keep getting that many of you Cancers are going to start to feel more spiritual, or you are going to decide to go to embrace deeper spirituality, satisfy your curiosity about spirituality, metaphysics. It's time for many of you to start a spiritual journey. If you already are in a spiritual journey, you're going to get to the next level of it. Some of you are very creative. You just don't know, or you refuse to know. You refuse to recognize the goodness in you. You refuse to recognize your talents. You don't give yourself enough credit. And you need to start working on that. You need to see yourself, like put yourself in the mirror, and you need to see yourself for truly who you are, the good and the bad. And for some of you, you have a tendency to see in yourself mostly the bad, and you don't necessarily give credit to the good. So think on that, reflect on that. There are going to be 1,000 reasons for you to live your life, to live a better life, and to not just live your life, but actually to get a lot of enjoyment from your life. I hope that that made sense to you, Cancer. Next sign is Leo. Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon. I keep getting a sense of being competitive, or noticing that a lot of people are very competitive. And that could be a little bit of a problem for you, because some of you have struggled in the past with either people being jealous in some ways, confronting you, or or maybe they got you sucked in a situation of lies, deceit, gossip. And for many of you, it feels like you are trying to narrow down now what situations you like to be involved in. You are trying to kind of feel the energy of a person, feel the energy of a relationship, feel the energy of a job, feel the energy of a situation before you actually decide to get involved in this situation or with this person. And some of you, they are telling me that your instincts are going to serve you really good. Whatever is your first instinct, focus on that. Focus on that, unless the evidence shows otherwise, unless there is some proof that maybe you are wrong. But your first feeling that you get about a situation or a person, or that first thing that pops up in your mind, usually that serves you good. So trust those first impressions. Trust that first instinct. For some of you, I keep getting that you are really going to get a feeling like you may wake up and you may feel like, oh, I don't want to go to work today, because you may get a feeling. So follow that feeling, okay? If you get that strong feeling, almost like a premonition, act on that. Don't just ignore it. For some of you, I keep getting, you may hear from somebody from your past, but then you are going to be left with a dilemma, because you won't know, you won't be sure whether you want to be around this person again. Do you want to allow them in your life? Do you want to get involved with them? And for some of you, this person from your past could be a friend, could be an ex-husband or an ex-wife, could be an ex-lover, one of your exes. And for some of you, you may also hear something from an ex-boss. There's going to be some communication with an boss of yours. I keep getting a lot of jobs that have to deal with telemarketing, performances, radio and TV. And a lot of you Leos are going to end up in these types of jobs that in some ways you are going to get more exposure. Even in a current job that you have right now, it doesn't have to necessarily be in these particular fields, but you are going to feel like you are on the spotlight. People are noticing you. So you're going to feel like you are getting more attention and you are going to be quite happy about the people are noticing, the positive side of you or the positive work that you are doing. So you're going to be quite happy about something happening in a work-related situation. And for some of you, happy about something that is happening in the workplace. I keep getting some sort of attraction. I keep getting two eyes meeting, like checking out somebody, and you're like, oh, he's gorgeous. Or if it is a woman, you are quite going to be taken with this woman, and you are going to be thinking, is it appropriate for you to do something about it? Maybe this is someone in the workplace, and you are thinking, is there a rule here that maybe needs to be broken? Should I break the rule or something? Because there's some barrier that you need to cross. You have to consider, other stuff that may not be appropriate. That's going to be the case for some of you. And this is also about, if you are a mother, there's going to be a lot that you need to change, you need to rethink, you need to evaluate. But this is also about many of you receiving and needing some healing from mother, or healing in regards to mother-related issues. And they're talking about the power for healing that comes from that person, okay, that gives you unconditional love and support, just like a mother would. And for some of you, they're saying, sometimes it's not about whether this person is your real mother or not. Sometimes it's not even about their age, okay? If they're old enough to be like a mother figure to you, sometimes it's about what makes you feel calm and what makes you feel grounded and what makes you feel supported. So surround yourself with these people. Be more open to these people. And for some of you, yes, there's going to be a dilemma about your mother. I hope that made sense to you. Next sign is Virgo. Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, and Virgo Moon. For many of you Virgos, I keep getting a situation at work. You either need to say something of importance to a boss, to a manager, maybe to higher management, but you feel that you need to address something with one of your higher ups. And you could be putting a lot more pressure on yourself than you should, because I keep getting, you need to lessen, okay, this pressure that you have been putting on yourself. And I keep getting, many of you Virgos tend to be practical, but you also tend to be very methodical, like you have a method about everything, you have a way, of doing things. Sometimes you need to be very exact or very precise. And they're telling me, don't focus so much about perfection or about being on time or getting things on time. Because I keep getting, you are going to deal with some situations that no matter how much you prepare for it and no matter how much you try to foresee and prevent something, you may have to deal with uncalculated stuff, things that could be coming at you and you don't, that you didn't necessarily foresee. So you need to be prepared for that. So don't focus so much energy. Don't waste so much energy in trying to prepare for every possible scenario, or don't focus so much energy into getting everything perfect. Rather, take this time, so the next 2 weeks, on just simply focusing on yourself, what pleases you. Do more of the things that make you feel happy. They want you to get in touch with people around you and hang out more with people that you love to spend time with. For some of you, I keep getting online dating. You could be signing up for activities oriented towards singles, when singles get to meet each other. And for some of you, this could be online dating. For some of you, I keep getting visiting an area nearby, an area that could be maybe like a 30 minutes drive or like an hour drive or 2 hours drive, and feeling quite happy after you come back, like you really needed that. Now, this travel, you may not necessarily have planned for it. You may decide at some point to go, not necessarily think about it so much in advance. And I keep getting that some of you, you need to let go of some idea that you have for yourself. You need to let go of that idea. It's time for you to create a new image. For some of you, it's time for you to create a new image with your physical appearance. For other ones, it's time for you to let go of this strong sense of duty and responsibility that you have. You need to chill a little bit, you know? You need to chill a little bit. You need to live more, you know? You just need to laugh more. You don't have to take everything so seriously. So you need to change your own perspective about yourself. And I keep getting life changes. Many of you are planning on life changes. Other ones, if you are not planning on life changes, you are going to naturally fall in that situation where you are going to start to change your life gradually, but these changes are going to really be very good for you. And for some of you, for some reason, there is a situation where they're saying you may struggle with some sort of feelings around humiliation. And they're saying it doesn't have to be that way. That's why you need to shift and change your perception about yourself, your perception of how you see yourself, Virgo. And I keep getting like doing this with your teeth, like they're saying you need to stop doing that. And if it is like an automatic reaction, or whatever this is, maybe because you're tense, you need to address that with a professional. Because for some of you, I keep getting taking care of something or getting some sort of a treatment that involves the jaw and the teeth and even breathing, the nose breathing for some of you Virgos. I hope that this made sense to you. And they are showing me that you are going to receive an invitation. They're showing me an invitation will come in for you, some sort of an invitation. Again, I hope that made sense to you, Virgo. So now Libra, a Libra Sun, Libra Rising, and a Libra Moon. For some of you, they are showing me books. And they're showing me you preparing to learn new stuff. Some of you are preparing to teach, or to be involved in like teaching, training, learning. And there are also talks about those of you who are studying. You could be reflecting on maybe, do you need to take this course or this other course? Do you need to change your major? There's going to be a lot of reflection about even around making some changes because your favorite teacher is not teaching this particular course, or she's not leading this particular training. And if you are looking for a teacher, or if you are looking for a mentor, I feel that you are going to connect with this mentor, but it's not going to be the teacher or the mentor that you picture yourself having. This person is going to be completely very different from the idea that you have in your mind, but nevertheless, they will be a good mentor to you. I keep getting for some of you drawing some sort of a contract, dealing with creating some sort of a new contract. And I keep getting, you may also doubt a little bit some people around you. It feels like some of you Libras don't necessarily trust 100% the people around you. You may not trust 100% people with whom you work. For some of you, you may not trust 100% your partner. For some of you, you may have some issues with the neighbors, but again, it is about you not being 100% sure about someone and you not completely trusting someone. I keep getting a passport with a lot of stamps, like traveling abroad, and you get a stamp. I keep getting some sort of a good news around travel, international travel, and even around an immigration situation for some of you Libras. Some of you could be preparing to attend a wedding that could be happening in another state or abroad, or one of those vacation and let's get married type of weddings, like a travel location type of weddings. That's the case for some of you. So that will be coming. There's going to be some indication of that happening, or you attending one of these weddings. And I keep getting some of you felt cheated or deceived from a business partnership, or there was something in a contract that you didn't notice at first, and then you felt trapped, or then you felt like, how am I going to get out of this situation now? And you could be working with somebody else so you can find some answers and some solutions to this. And again, they are suggesting that you hire a professional to deal with these situations so they can get you out of this situation. They're talking about your hopes and how some of you have given up all hope. And they're saying this is not good. This is not good. You feeling so down and feeling like you are giving up all hope. If you don't cheer about yourself, because they're showing me like a cheerleader. Picture yourself like you are a cheerleader, and instead of cheering for somebody else, you are actually cheering for yourself. You are very good in cheering other people. You are very good in encouraging other people. But you need to be that good and even more good to yourself. You need to learn how you can cheer for yourself, maybe in a better way. So you have to categorize your priorities. What takes priority? Your family of origin, your relationship, your business, your health, your work, your hobbies. You need to figure out what do you give most energy to, okay? Because you need to focus on your priorities, because you need to change them around. It's time for you to re-examine your priorities. So I hope that made sense to you, Libra. And I also keep getting like doing some sort of a treatment in your skin. For many of you, I keep getting a skin condition improving, or the overall health of your skin improving gradually for some of you, but you are going to notice, or maybe other people are going to notice some positive changes in regards to your skin. And for some of you, I keep getting like this big question mark about a relationship, and you are going to be thinking about what do you need to change to make this relationship, more positive or better, or what do you need to do next in a relationship that you have, in a love relationship that you have. Could also be in your marriage. What do you need to do next? What do you need to accomplish next with your marriage? Next sign is Scorpio. Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising, and Scorpio Moon. You have been making changes, and you are thinking about making other changes. Don't be surprised if there's going to be some changes in regards to your work. For some of you, you may have a new boss or a new supervisor, but there's going to be something around a new boss for some of you Scorpios. Some of your investments. So if you are somebody who maybe you invested money into something, or you deal with investments, I keep getting that you may feel a little bit disappointed. And you are going to go through some disappointment before the situation actually turns around, and you are going to see and receive this financial blessing. So to see something positive coming out of an investment. Again, you could have been investing money, you could have maybe invested your energy and your time. So something that you felt that you have invested. I also keep getting children, especially if you have older children. I keep getting you. Maybe you have tried so much to like help everybody, and it feels like you need to stop doing that because it feels like sometimes as a parent you're trying to help beyond your capacities, beyond your possibilities. You're trying to do the impossible, and for some of you it's time to stop doing that, and you need to let your children, especially if they are adults, to do their own thing. They have to, sometimes children have to learn from their own mistakes. I keep getting somebody either smoking pot or doing some sort of a drug or getting involved in situations that could be illegal, or and it feels like you are talking to this person and you're like, listen, you're doing this and this and that, and you are trying to reason with them so they can see, so they can turn around and stop doing these things. It could also be about people who have some sort of an addiction. You are trying to like put your foot down because you had it. I keep getting that it's time for you, Scorpio, to make yourself a priority, and whatever is going to happen is going to happen with other people. It's time for you to focus on turning your life around and improving some situation that affects you directly. I keep getting addressing, dealing with your health, dealing with some health issue. Could be minor things, but nevertheless, I do see many of you Scorpios focusing on making yourself better, making your life better, making better money, focusing on making better money, focusing on your health and improving your body. Impatience may not serve you right, so because you may be impatient, you may get yourself involved into something, or you could be reacting too quickly to something. So they need you to stop, reflect before you actually act on anything, or before you emotionally react on anything. Give yourself time and space to reflect, because some situation, they're telling me some situation will work itself out. However, try not to be impatient. Take your time. If you are dealing with documents, emails, anything else all important, even if you are dealing with people, take your time. I keep getting your sister or your sisters making some sort of a plan, some sort of a major communication between siblings, between sisters more particularly, or even planning, or even like planning in secrecy for like some sort of a secret get together, or to organize some surprise for somebody else. And I also keep getting, generally speaking, you are trying to being very private about something, almost like a secret about something. I keep getting, for some of you Scorpios, your sex life improving. And if you had concerns about your sexual health, again, I keep getting sexual health improving, sexual life improving. I hope that made sense to you. The next sign is Sagittarius, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Rising, and Sagittarius Moon. Oh, I keep getting delays in payments. If you are dealing with any financial transactions, like any payments online, there is some stuff there that you need to figure out, or something that you need to address with any like banking online, payments online, any transactions, buying and selling, shipping. There is a sense of some delays or something being canceled. For some of you Sagittarians, and for some reason I keep getting traveling, or visiting new places. If you are not traveling, I keep getting like visiting new places, exploring new options, exploring new places. If you were somebody who maybe you had a little bit of a stomach problem or some sort of a stomach issue, or an issue with your digestion and the digestion organs, the digestion in your body, I keep getting you're going to find some solution or something will improve around that. I see many of you trying to improve your stomach, how your stomach is functioning, and your digestion. And for some reason, I also keep getting many of you focusing on improving the health of your blood, or maybe detoxing, and like focusing on the blood filtration, heart, like trying to improve something around the blood and the heart. But detoxing is coming very strongly. For some of you, I keep getting some sort of a program or treatment. So maybe you want to quit smoking, or maybe you want to quit eating sugars, refined sugars or processed sugars. I see many of you being focused on something very particular that you are looking to improve, that eventually is going to make your body better, your health better, and your life better. There's going to be some news that you are going to receive that maybe it's not going to be so good. It could be a little bit confusing. You may have a little bit a hard time either communicating back or some difficulty around this news. But then at the end, I keep getting that you are going to be finding a solution to that. But initially, it's either going to give you some trouble or it's going to be very confusing for you. Either recently you have dealt with something being postponed or canceled or delayed, but I keep getting that there's going to be other things to replace that. Whatever got postponed, delayed, or canceled, there's going to be other stuff to replace that, or even better, or something to be worked out around that. So in other words, it doesn't feel like you completely lost an opportunity because it got delayed, postponed, or canceled. Some of you are expecting a boy if you are pregnant, or if your partner is pregnant. I keep getting the birth of a boy for some of you. This could also be somebody else in the family. It doesn't have to necessarily be you, but I keep getting the birth of a boy. And if you are traveling, be careful around traveling. Allow extra time, or there's going to be something, frustration, delays around some traveling. I hope that made sense to you. I keep getting that someone in particular, it's like you get very agitated by somebody in particular. Try to keep your irritation at bay, because you are just going to end up making your situation even more difficult, and your reaction could be a little bit premature, or your reaction could be maybe it's not justified. So please be careful about how you are going to react, especially how you are going to react toward this person that kind of irritates you. Next sign is Capricorn. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Rising, and Capricorn Moon. I keep getting for some of you feeling a little bit of a pressure because you have to deal with either a lot of work or a difficult situation with work. Because for some of you, I keep getting work being piled up. And, excuse me, you feeling like you don't have the time or the effort. How are we going to do everything? So work is piling up for some of you Capricorns. They are also showing me an image of ordering something, maybe medication, maybe vitamins, and figuring what to do with this medication or these pills. Maybe these are just vitamins, but trying to enter or create some sort of a new program, a new regime, a new routine around any pills that you may be taking, or that the doctor tells you to, or any vitamins that you are taking. And I keep getting a relationship improves, will be improving. And for some of you, if you are in a couple or married, I keep getting a situation. So maybe you had some differences of opinion or some difficulties with your spouse or with your partner. I keep getting that situation getting better, and you getting along easier and having fun together. Oh, some of you are thinking about either moving or buying a house, purchasing a property. So there's going to be, and you are trying to figure out, how to go about purchasing this property or this home or this business. And I keep getting some of you will be getting a promotion sometime this year. So don't get disappointed, because in one way or another, your income is going to increase. And for some of you, your income is going to increase because you are going to receive this promotion this year. I hope that made sense to you, Capricorn. Next sign is Aquarius. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, and Aquarius Moon. Some of you Aquarians just need to keep going. You have been procrastinating for a long time, and now it's time for you to act. You have been thinking, or having this plan, and now it's time for you to start putting whatever you need to put together so you can start acting on this idea, or you can start acting on whatever you say that you are going to be doing. For some of you, I keep getting either changing the way how you work. Maybe you have a different profile at your work, or maybe they're going to assign you to new roles and new duties and new responsibilities in your work. So you may have to deal with these kind of new situations. And for some of you, you are going to be thinking about terminating or closing a job contract, or even terminating some sort of a partnership that you may have with somebody else, like a business partnership of some sort, because it may be time for you to kind of move on to the next thing. That's the case for some of you Aquarians. And I also keep getting either doing some work at home, or bringing your work home and maybe do some work from your home, or I keep getting that you are going to try to be more flexible, okay, with your work. And for many of you, I keep getting also working from home a lot more than before. That's the case for some of you Aquarians. You may have to deal with contracts that you need to look over. Maybe you need to make changes to them. Maybe you need to renew some contract or some sort of an agreement. But I keep getting many of you Aquarians going over important documents and like examining thorough something word per word or one by one. If these are not documents, this could be a project, this could be a situation, this could be a person, but again, I keep getting examining it very thorough and going through something one by one or word per word. So being very analytical and analyzing something in great detail. If you are thinking of losing some weight, you are not going to lose weight right now, but I keep getting in the next couple of months. In the next couple of months, naturally, we are going to lose some weight, and naturally, you're going to notice some improvements to your health, because I keep getting a circumstance in your life will change right now in March, and as a result of this circumstance in your life changing, in the next upcoming months, you're going to feel better. you're going to feel more grounded, and as a result your health is going to improve, and some of you may also end up shaving a few pounds without necessarily looking for it. I keep getting that if you are a writer, you may now start to need to work on a new project. So maybe you're going to create a new novel, a new book, but whatever this is, if you are doing anything creatively, it's going to be time now to finish this one project and then move on to the next project, because many of you are going to be dealing with some sort of a new beginning. So even you may also have a lot of new clients coming in. If you do work with clients, I keep getting new projects. I keep getting to know like a lot of acquaintances, getting to meet a lot of people. And Miss Natasha, basically, you have been complaining a little bit too much. I am right in the middle of a prediction, and this is not a personal prediction. You have to understand that if you do need a personal prediction, you have to book about that, and it doesn't serve me good when you complain so much, and it doesn't serve good to anybody else. So please be careful on how you put your words. I'm not trying to be mean, but if my energy doesn't match yours, please try to choose another reader that gives you perfect predictions about your moon, ascendant, or whatever sign. Again, your negativity in this space is not serving good to you, to me, or to the other viewers. If you feel that my predictions are not for you, why are you here? Thank you so much. I'm sorry for everybody for interrupting, and I'm sorry if I sounded too harsh. But now I need to redirect my energy, because this is a lot of work on my side. It's a lot of signs. It's a lot of work. So now I need to redirect myself and continue with the reading. I keep getting many of you Aquarians will be making new plans. There are going to be changes that eventually are going to lead you to create more money for yourself. A lot of you recently have been a little bit frustrated, because I keep getting, for some reason, that something that you were planning that it was going to go well, it didn't go exactly as you predicted, exactly as you thought. So again, without a little bit of disappointment, there's also that feeling like, oh my God, am I going to make money? Like, what is going on? What is going to happen? So I keep getting that the energy of you generating more income is connected to the energy of you having inner peace. So in order for you to attract better money, to have a better income, please, you need to address internally, what do you need to do? What is happening internally? Because you need to achieve that space of inner peace, that inner balance. So remember, the moment that internally something starts to stir up, or you are not okay, or something bothers you and you are not calm, you are going to notice that if this situation keeps on going for days and for weeks, then you're going to notice that you are not making enough money. Something happens at work. Things don't go right. You keep getting one difficulty after another. So please remember that everybody has a way. You know how your energy is connected to the energy of you making money, or even attracting love. Okay, so for you, you need to reflect, you need to meditate, you need to analyze, you need to be in peace with yourself. Whatever you do, make sure that you are in peace with your self. So reflect on that, do some meditation, do walking in the nature, anything that you feel that helps you to achieve your inner peace, even if you have to address a difficult conversation with someone. Okay, and I know this is not pleasant, but you need to achieve that inner peace. The moment you are going to achieve that inner peace. Money will start pouring in like rain. So this is what they are advising that you do. And I hope, and again, this also applies to those of you who are looking for love and who are looking to attract a good relationship, a well-balanced relationship with a partner. So I hope that that made sense to you. And I'm now going to talk about the very last sign, Pisces. Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising, and Pisces Moon. I'm sorry, I need to take a little break here. And I need to take a deep breath. Pisces. A situation around work will improve, especially if you are a Piscean who had to deal with difficult people. Maybe you felt misunderstood. Maybe you were the one misunderstanding somebody else. But you notice it's about the interactions that you had with other people in the workplace, even if it was clients, co-workers, or other people in the workplace. I keep getting that if you were misunderstood, now I keep getting that the truth will be revealed. So there's going to be some solution to that. And now, as a Piscean, you are going to see that now people really are starting to get you. They are starting to understand you. They are trying, and also at the same time, I keep getting that some effort that you did put in the past about some improvements that you wanted to achieve in your life, these efforts gradually, one by one, are going to start to pay you off. And in March and April, you are going to notice the very first indication that these efforts are trying to pay you off. For some of you, I keep getting a great improvement to your communication style, how you connect to other people, how other people are responding to you, even family members, how they are responding to you. For some of you Pisceans, they are showing me you and a teenage son or daughter, and I keep getting that even though to you it may feel impossible sometimes dealing with this teenage son or daughter, I keep getting that you will see some improvement, because I keep getting in the future you and this son or daughter who right now may be a teenager will really get along well. This is just a phase that the two of you are going through. So again, this message doesn't pertain to everybody. It only is for those people who actually have a teenage son or daughter. Now, what else? Oh, they're talking about lost money, and suddenly you found it. So either you lost some money or maybe you misplaced it, and then you're going to find it. For some of you, it's a wallet. They either got lost or misplaced, keys being lost or misplaced. So for some of you, you're going to find something that got lost. However, please be very careful with your stuff, so you don't have to lose it, or maybe even stuff being stolen from you. Because for some of you Pisceans, I keep getting that somehow recently you feel a little scared. You feel a little scattered. So you may have a tendency to forget, or you may have a tendency to not remember when you put stuff. So please be careful around that. Recognition for you and to you, it's coming. For many of you, this recognition is coming from family members, because I keep getting a family situation improves. It's not going to improve for all of your Pisceans at the same time. For some of your Pisceans, it's going to happen in the next month, but nevertheless, a family situation will improve. Okay, will improve. And if you felt that you did reach out to somebody to work your differences, or to work something out, and they didn't really respond back, or you didn't get the reaction that you were looking for. It just wasn't the right time. The timing was all wrong. Maybe this other person wasn't quite ready yet. But I keep getting that by the end of the year, if that's the situation between you and this person, by the end of the year, the relationship between the two of you and the communication between the two of you will improve greatly. I keep getting a change of a name, changing your name, changing your last name, changing the name of a company, changing like something in your website. A lot of changes. So has any of you Pisceans already did these major changes? Like changing of a name, changing of the last name, maybe changing a website, the name of a website. So I keep getting significant changes. And now I keep getting that you are going to go through some sort of a second wave or a second dimension to these changes that you already did. Some of it's about changing the job place, changing your appearance. Now you're going to go through some sort of a second phase of it. And again, they are very strongly again telling me about a name change. Does that mean anything to anybody? Because the way this is coming to me, it feels like some of you are going to do these changes now, like changing your name or changing your last name. But the bigger changes, they are actually coming in the energies around you, because you're going to feel like things are getting or are happening easier. Whatever miscommunications are going to happen between March and April, you are going to resolve them by the end of April, this miscommunication or misinformation. But the energies around you are going to shift, because you are definitely going to feel emotionally much lighter. And again, you are going to feel like people around you are actually honoring you, are recognizing you for your efforts. So you're going to get some sort of recognition. Please be careful of not having fever. For some of you, they are showing me a thermometer and they are showing me like checking your fever, because some of you could be having some issues like that, like maybe being sick or maybe having a little fever. So please be careful around that. And I keep getting that if you are trying to speed up something, you need to take a step back, reflect, because if this is something major, maybe it's not necessary for you to speed up that process now. You need to give it a little bit more time. So give it time. You don't have to necessarily speed up too much a certain process. And for many of you, I keep getting a certain process that is related to work. I hope that you are able to hear me well. Sometimes the audio is picking up, my noises, whatever I'm doing here, like with a paper and with a pen and stuff. I will try to see if I can improve anything before I upload this video, because right now we are doing a live reading. They are talking about a boost in your own level of self-confidence and in your own level of self-esteem. They are not saying that you don't have any, so please focus on the words. They're saying that you're going to receive a boost, because for many of you, you have felt that for the longest time in the past, not right now, people tried to put you down. So now it feels like the energy around you is getting lighter, and therefore, in some ways, you're going to feel that that energy is actually helping you to give a boost to your own level of self-esteem and self-confidence. For some of you Pisceans, I keep getting you are going to attend some sort of a beauty contest, and you may end up being on the top 3 or on the top 5. So you are going to be one of the winners. So I don't normally get messages about people competing in beauty pageant or in some sort of a competition where they judge, beauty, fashion, appearance. But I keep getting that you are actually going to do very, very well. So they are encouraging you that if a chance or an opportunity like that shows up to enter some sort of competition, just do it. Just do it just for fun. Just for fun. Do it. So I keep getting a future beauty queen who's going to be a Pisces sun, a Pisces rising, or Pisces moon. I hope that makes sense to you. And I keep getting some of you, if you are in some sort of a therapy, it doesn't matter what kind of therapy, you are going to finally have a major breakthrough. Okay? A major breakthrough in some sort of a therapy that you are in. And I keep getting the presence of, normally this doesn't happen during Akashic reading, but many of you Pisceans have a lot of cheerleaders on the other side. So your ancestor family, they are really cheering for you and they like you to recognize their presence, their protective presence around you. You have a lot of energies, a lot of people on the other side who are trying to cheer for you. So you need to recognize them a little bit. As long as you know that you have a lot of positive energies that are trying to support you and are trying to cheer for you and are trying to be there for you, that's going to put you a little bit more at ease or calm. So that was the last sign. I hope that made sense to you. I'm going to ask the records if maybe they want me to address all of the signs of the zodiac with some sort of a special message before I actually close the records. For many of you, they're saying that you may have been feeling like you are struggling a little bit. So these messages are for all of the signs of the zodiac. Procrastination, delays, irritability, trusting issues, reacting a little bit too fast or too soon to something that somebody's saying or writing, money issues, money troubles, or somebody being too harsh on you. I keep getting that a lot of these situations will start to be easier, but also understand that you as a person need to take a little bit more of an initiative. So again, these messages are for all of the signs of the zodiac. You need to take a little bit more of an initiative, and you need to understand that you are connected with everybody else in the planet. So somebody's actions that are not connected to you through work or through family in some ways, in the fullness of time, they are going to affect you. So I keep getting to all of you guys, regardless of your zodiac sign, you need to be more forgiving toward yourself. You need to be more forgiving toward others, because they're saying chances are that you don't know everything, you don't know all the story, you don't know all of the facts. Therefore, you need to forgive yourself and you need to be more forgiving toward other people. Not in the sense that you need to forget, what lesson you are learning. Don't forget the lesson. But you need to be a little bit more forgiving. And I keep getting phone calls. They're showing me like cell phones buzzing, texting, emails, chatting with each other. So I keep getting, have more of a social life. Have more social life, connect with people in different ways. So there's different ways for you to keep a relationship, keep a friendship, communicate with your loved ones. So use everything that is available to you to actually keep in touch with people. And I keep getting that all of you in the next 3 years are going to receive, because changes are beginning now. The changes are beginning now. But in the hard time of the next 3 years, many of you will find yourself in a new job, in a new career. You will find yourself opening a business, and you are going to find yourself, your financial situation completely changing and having so much money that you didn't think it was possible. So financial blessing, or having more properties. Like if you never owned anything, in the next 3 years, you are going to end up finally owning something, owning a car, owning a home, owning a business, owning property. So it's about an increase in your overall prosperity that the changes are beginning now. It's like a tiny little step that is happening now, and then in the next 3 years, your life will be completely transformed, and your life will completely take you in a whole new direction. And I keep getting, you need to start manifesting. So create a vision board. Write down, where ideally, where do you see your self? So you need to participate in this, because it's not just going to happen. Understand that with the Akashic records, this is the prediction that they're giving you, but that also means that you need to put your 50%. Okay, you need to apply your free will. So one baby step for all of you, what you can do now in the next 2 weeks is write down a few notes, create a vision board. If you dream about something, write down your dream. When you're sleeping your dream, write down that. So you need to make this happen. You need to participate, so you make this happen. And please get yourself involved into some sort of a volunteering, charity. Get yourself involved in something when you get to help other people out of the goodness of your heart without expecting anything. So these are the 2 steps that you need to do right now in order for you to increase the possibility for this wonderful prediction to happen. So help somebody from the goodness of your heart without expecting anything, or do charity work or volunteering work. So do something like that when you get to help other people, again, because you want to, when you feel it. When you feel like you want to help somebody, find a way to help someone, even if you make a donation to your favorite charity or somebody who's ailing in some ways, and create that vision board. All the changes will begin with you and they will end with you. And the third thing that I keep getting for all of you guys, if you have a loved one who has crossed over, I keep getting in the next 6 months, if it is possible for you, please try to pay respects to them and maybe visit their grave or do something to honor their memory, because I know some of you don't live in the same state, right? Or you live far apart. So if it's not possible for you to visit the graves of your loved ones, do something to respect their memory, because many of you, I keep getting, many of you still need healing, or you still need to get some closures. Many of you have many unanswered questions because these loved ones are not in your life anymore. So you need to find a way to create that healing. Because you're not going to find healing, you have to create the healing, and you need to create. You need to create that closure, the closure that you need. And remember that in the most bizarre way, even people who hurt you, even people who are very harsh on you, they actually do have a purpose in your life. They have a purpose to challenge you. And in some way, when somebody is so mean and they're causing so much pain and they are messing up your life, sometimes, again, everybody has a purpose. Okay? And sometimes these people that put you in this situation, that even abuse you or are so mean to you or so bad, the result is to propel changes in you. okay, to make you want to change. So you can change yourself for a better, you can improve the situation. So even people who hurt you, actually, they do have a purpose in your life. And just because they are hurting you doesn't mean that the end result, that's it, they are meant to hurt you. The end result is because they're meant to change your life for the better. Okay, so they are comparing these two, and I know that this may sound controversial to some of you, but they are comparing this to Jesus. And this is also in the spirit of the religious holiday that is coming. We're going to have Easter. Many people are preparing for Easter, but you also need to realize that what was the name of the person who actually told the Romans about the whereabouts of Jesus. I forget his name right now, but they're saying even that person who, you know, about and nobody likes because he's the one who told Romans about how to capture Jesus. Even he had a purpose, and somebody had to do it. Someone had to do it because Jesus had to fulfill his destiny. If he wasn't captured and tortured, how was he going to fulfill his destiny? Okay, so always think on that and then reflect. No, it wasn't Peter. Kathy, thank you for participating in the conversation. It wasn't Peter. I forget his names. His name. I'm so sorry. So he was his friend, and then he's the one who told the Romans. He got paid to tell the Romans, Jesus is going to be in this place, and then they went to capture Jesus. So anyway, my point is that even he had a purpose. Okay, Judas. Thank you, Nadia. Judas. Yes, yes. So he did something horrible, right? But that was his destiny, and he had to fulfill it. Right, so always reflect on that. So, JP, right now I'm just giving general messages to all signs of the zodiac. And take this example and like go back in your life and see how from a bad situation you did rise up even stronger. Like because you had a bad boss, you decided to change your job and you actually ended up, in a better job and advancing. Or because you had somebody who was so demanding on you, when you were always a people's pleaser, you learned how to say no, and you learned, how to stand up for yourself. So always understand that in every negative situation, there's always something positive. The purpose is to create something positive in your life. So to make you see that something's got to change here and to make you work so you can make these positive changes in your life. Remember, everyone has a destiny in this life. Everybody has a purpose and everybody has a higher purpose. So you are here to, try things out and to make this happen. The moment that you reach the highest purpose of your soul, there are not going to be limitations to how happy you can be, how much money you can make, how much you are going to advance in life. There's no prediction, whether it is tarot or Akashic reading or another form of prediction, that is going to tell you how much you are going to achieve. So everybody's purpose should be how to fulfill the highest purpose of your soul. As long as you focus on that, on the journey of you trying to fulfill the highest purpose of your soul, you are going to end up gathering, money, friends, love, everything will happen as a collateral results. So I hope that made sense to you. And that's why you need to forgive yourself if you are hurt. Carol, you're not the only one. Everybody gets hurt, including me. But we need to rise above it and we need to forgive ourselves. We need to forgive them. Doesn't mean that we have to forgive them lesson, but we need to rise above it and move on because greater things are waiting for us. We don't need to get stuck here and always weighing us down and thinking all that. We need to rise above it because wonderful things are happening for us. God has a wonderful plan for everybody. You have the highest purpose of your soul, and you are born and you are reincarnated in lifetime after lifetime because you need to fulfill that. Okay, I hope that this explanation made sense to everybody. And before I close the records, I have a question. A lot of you guys did ask me to teach online, to do workshops, or to do like a closed healing. And there's a lot that I can offer through online teaching or through online workshops. But I'm not very good in technology, and the Akashic Records did suggest that if I actually say to my audience, somebody's going to be able to help me so I can set up online workshops. So if there is anyone out there who can help me to set up workshops online, so people can pay for it, and then I give you a lesson, and eventually I will also start to certify people when the records give me the permission to do that. Please email me, reach out to me. I'm now going to say the closing thing. I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the Lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all the knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. That was a lot of work for me. I'm now going to take a little break. I will double check my emails because I know a lot of you are waiting for me to set a time and a date so you can get your session. Thank you to everybody for reaching out to me. Again, if you like to book a session, my email is amalightworker@gmail.com. My website is amalightworker.com. And if you click in the show more description box right down here, you're going to find a link to your extended reading for March, another link for the healing for the next 6 months of your life. That is very important. A link to your yearly forecast for your sign. And the information on how to contact me. Again, amalightworker@gmail.com. Thank you again so much. I wish you all the best. And please understand that there are many readers, and So, there's people who connect with a particular reader and some others don't. That's just how it is. So that happens. So find the one reader that you truly connect with, and understand you are never going to connect 100% with a particular reader. There's going to be months when you are not going to connect, but there's always going to be something there. Again, I thank you so very much for choosing me and for being with me. Thank you to all of you guys. And if you like my videos, I am very happy to welcome new subscribers. So if you like my videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notification button. Thank you again so much. Looking forward to connect with you in the future. Bye-bye.